Aging is an inescapable part of life, but the decline in male reproductive health that often accompanies it may not be as fixed as once believed. While it's true that time affects hormonal rhythms, sperm quality, and sexual performance, research increasingly points to modifiable lifestyle factors, especially diet, sugar intake, and metabolic health, as key drivers of how quickly or severely these changes unfold. In other words, the calendar doesn't dictate reproductive aging nearly as much as what's on the plate, in the glass, or in the bloodstream. One of the most powerful and most reversible contributors to reproductive aging in men is glucose metabolism. As men age, they naturally become more insulin resistant, but the process is accelerated by diets high in refined sugars, ultra-processed foods, and empty carbohydrates. Elevated blood sugar levels don't just affect the pancreas or waistline, they have a direct impact on the testes, hormones, and sperm. Chronic hyperglycemia and insulin resistance increase oxidative stress, damage blood vessels, and impair the hormonal axis responsible for testosterone production. Even mild glucose imbalances can reduce sperm motility, increase DNA fragmentation, and weaken erectile function, often without immediate symptoms. At the same time, diets lacking in essential nutrients such as zinc, selenium, omega-3s, and antioxidants fail to provide the raw materials the reproductive system needs to maintain itself over time. Nutrient deficiencies make sperm more vulnerable to oxidative damage, slow down hormonal signaling, and reduce libido and energy. Aging amplifies these effects, but they're not caused by aging alone. Men who maintain a nutrient-rich, anti-inflammatory diet tend to preserve sexual vitality far better than those who don't, regardless of age. Sleep and stress, two often overlooked factors, also play pivotal roles. Chronic stress raises cortisol levels, which suppress testosterone and disrupt sperm development. Sleep deprivation exacerbates this hormonal imbalance and interferes with glucose regulation, further fueling the metabolic damage. Aging men who consistently get poor sleep or live under high stress often experience steeper declines in sexual function than their peers, not because they're older, but because their bodies are in a sustained state of hormonal and metabolic disruption. The most encouraging part of this picture is that many of these processes are reversible. Research shows that improvements in diet, exercise, sleep quality, and stress management can lead to measurable improvements in sperm quality, testosterone levels, and erectile function, even in men in their 50s, 60s, and beyond. Cutting back on added sugars, increasing intake of whole foods, and engaging in regular physical activity can restore insulin sensitivity, reduce inflammation, and support vascular health. These changes not only improve reproductive markers, but also enhance energy, mood, and cognitive performance. Male reproductive aging, then, is not simply a function of getting older, it's a reflection of cumulative lifestyle choices. While we can't stop the passage of time, we can slow down and, in many cases, partially reverse the biological processes that lead to sexual decline. By recognizing that sugar, stress, and sleep deprivation are just as influential as age itself, men have an opportunity to shift the trajectory of their health. Vitality doesn't have to fade with age. It can be protected, preserved, and in many ways, restored.